You guys are in the comfortable room with the big chairs that have the wing backs, and there's like an old brown table, and you notice that the lights and stuff seem to be oil lamps and stuff on the walls. And you've got all of your gear, whatever you normally carry around, ridiculous bow case, whatever. And
My green pretty dress.
are you wearing your green pretty dress?
I don't have any other clothing, so yeah.
Fine. Right. And at this point, an elf dude walks into the room. You can tell he's an elf because he's got the elf ears and all that stuff. And he looks around at you guys and he's like, huh. He looks at you for a while and goes, it's a lovely, lovely dress you're wearing today. But you might want to switch into adventurer clothes. I'll have some sent over if you want.
All right. Yes, I don't like that.
And he says,
I get the sense you'd like us to do something, Elwin.
Freddie, how long have you been a guest here at the embassy?
A while, I suppose.
Couple years now, hasn't it been? Something like that?
You know, time is an abstract thing.
Well, let's bring it into something concrete. It's now your chance to help pay back for all that time. So, he says, he gets you some adventure clothing. Essentially, it looks kind of like ship sails, but it's that kind of linen clothing. But on the elbows and on the knees, it's got like leather reinforcing and stuff. It's made to be strong clothing.
Gotcha. Oh.
Freddie dies right there. He just keels over and dies. Let me see what's up with him.
The leather reinforcement was too much for him.
I guess it was. Don't die, Freddie.
Don't worry. Just carry on. I think I navigated away by accident. Sorry.
Vince is wandering away by accident now, so.
No, I'm back. Don't worry.
Okay. He says, we have been asked by the crown to accomplish something, and he looks at the camera for a minute like, are the best qualified. You're the best of what's left. So we're going to have you to do it. There's a guy named Hank Hanratty. He killed a lawman, sheriff, and we have a warrant for him. The embassy has been asked to assist in this. He also shot a deputy. The sheriff and deputy were less than 2 years ago. He's hanging out in or somewhere around a town called Stillwater. The embassy could use more good press, so we're going to have you guys do it. From here, from San Angeles, you're going to take the train that's just opened to Bakersfield. From there, you're going to get some horses that the embassy will supply from our contact in Bakersfield and ride the 4 days to Stillwater. Bring Hanratty to the sheriff in Bakersfield. The sheriff in Bakersfield has been told to expect him. Here's a map that shows the town of Stillwater, compass, orders for the horses in Bakersfield from our gal there, $100 total for expenses. Here are the train tickets. Just ask for Bakersfield at the station. Show them this ticket. You should be fine. He also hands you a bag that's heavy and makes clinking noises. Manacles and leg shackles. Bring him back alive. We can't hear you, Freddie. You're still muted.
No, sorry, I was talking to someone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Chase them away, Freddie. Chase them away.
Okay, so let me get this straight. He shot the sheriff and he shot the deputy?
He shot the deputy as well.
Okay. And the sheriff is dead.
And the deputy is as well.
Damn.
Do we know what relationship that he had to the sheriff and the deputy, or was it just
I don't know anything about any of that. You're going to have to find out whatever you want on that. All I know is we've got these bounty posters. He shows you a rat-faced or rat-headed individual on a wanted poster, and it says, "Wanted, Frank Hanratty, dead or alive, $600."
And okay, so let me just get this straight. They were shot 2 years ago, or less than
Yeah.
2 years ago.
He's apparently, we got word, it's not common knowledge, but we got word that he's at or around the town of Stillwater. He's been spotted.
Why is the Crown of all entities so interested in it?
I don't know. Do you want to go ask the Lord Governor? I don't. I know that he mentioned it at a party I was at. I said, hey, we would be happy to help out. We have mighty warriors. He said, oh, that would be lovely. I said, great. I'll get my best guys on it. And I have you. So you are on it.
Alright, so the Crown set the bounty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you worried that the embassy isn't going to get paid?
No, I just want to know who set the bounty.
Now, naturally, anything that goes wrong in town, he glares at Freddie like Freddie owes him child support, will get blamed on you. So try not to mess it up or let anything mess up the town while you're there, okay?
Got it.
He gives you guys each a note that he signs and puts a stamp on saying that you're bounty hunters working for the Australian embassy by permission of the Crown and the Governor Royal of San Angeles, as well as a copy each of the bounty poster with the drawing. And Elwin says, do not embarrass us.
Since we're going to potentially fight someone, would you mind retrieving my sword from the vault?
He looks at Freddie as though Freddie just said, I need you to touch my willy before I go. Is there anything else you would like from the vault?
Vincent, are you well armed? Do you need anything?
I have my Glock or my
You might not want to use that.
Yeah, if I can get a set of throwing knives, that would be great.
And a pistol, okay, a pistol.
Right. Yeah, give me your Glock so that you don't bring enemy agents or some shit.
All right, yeah. All right, great.
He tucks that away and he says, do you have, Vincent hasn't been in this zone before. He says, you have tarot cards?
I believe, 2. I have 2 tarot cards.
He holds out his hand. Actually, now you have 4 because you got 2 more from being here. Freddie, please note down that in addition to whatever Vince is getting ready to tell you he hands over, there's the 3 and the 4 of cups that that Owen sucks away. Don't worry, you'll get them back, says Owen, after they've been magically activated and shit.
Gotcha.
What other ones do you have, Vince?
3 and 4 of cups.
And the other ones?
Star and 9s.
Star? Okay.
Star and 9 of what? Oh, 9s. Okay, 9 of swords.
9 of swords. Okay, yeah.
9 of swords.
I get it.
Alright, so sword, 2 pistols, spare ammo. Do you need anything else, Vince, or are you alright?
As long as I have a set of knives, I should be fine.
You need something that can do a little bit more, you know. Pistol, right? Pistol and knives.
Yeah, pistol and knives. I'm okay with that.
Alright.
He takes tarot cards. He leaves. A half hour later, he comes back. Gives you guys all that shit. The gun he gives you, compared to the Glock, is like a small cannon. It's about twice as long. You got like a gunfighter holster and shit. It's really big, really heavy, super uncomfortable. Reloading this thing is a nightmare because you have to open this little door, put in a bullet, twist the chamber, put in the next bullet, twist the chamber, put in the next bullet, twist the chamber, and keep doing that for 6 times. And then you got to close the little door. Then you got a little rod thing that you move, and then you can pull back the hammer, and then you're ready to fire. What a pain in the ass compared to a Glock. So if the gun runs out of ammo during a fight, you can use it to hit them with because you're never going to get reloaded in time.
Yeah, man.
Unlike Glock.
Logan. As far as I'm aware, I don't have ID for Beast King. So I want to play I've got my papers right here, and just happen to have an ID and all that for Beast King then. Well, okay. Are humans allowed to have that? Or is it only for the natives?
Say again?
Like, are humans, they given IDs, or is it only the natives? Like, would it be weird if I'm walking around with an ID in this skin? Or is that like, okay?
No, it's fine. You got it shows that you're an aide de camp, whatever that means, for the Australian embassy.
Sure.
Doesn't have a picture on it, but it's got name and stuff like that. And people, John is at the hospital with a close family friend who was in a bad car accident.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Okay. I put up a message on the board saying we're looking for sharks, so we'll see if anybody pops up to help you guys. So you've got all your gear, and you've got train tickets.
All right. Well, do we want to do any research on this? Let me check on Hank, Mr. Hank, Hanrad. Before we move out, Vincent. Or do you think just go there and?
We can probably get there and do some research on Frank Hand.
Is it Frank or Hank?
It's Frank, I believe. This is already.
I checked the poster.
You look at your poster.
Doesn't list the name. No.
And you're both wrong.
What?
What?
There you go.
Yeah, Hank. Yeah, that's right. All right, Hank.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay.
It's a once-a-day train, says Elwin, crossing his arm.
Yeah, I'm going.
All right.
All right.
Now, who is going to be doing for the mission, like getting there, the primary navigation role?
Are you competent at navigating there, Vince?
Yeah, don't roll yet, but just tell me either hobbyist, do it as a living, or expert.
Navigation land? Is that what we
Don't say percentage. If it's 30 or less, you're a hobbyist. 60 or less, you can
I'm a hobbyist.
I'm also a hobbyist, but probably more of a hobbyist than you, so.
Oh no, I'm more of a hobbyist than you.
Okay. Okay, so volunteering then.
Okay, so Freddie,
I'll attempt to support him. Yeah.
Wait until Freddie rolls, and then you may or may not get a bonus or a negative, depending on how bad he fucks it up.
You got this.
Okay,
no
so
bonus is nothing.
Vince, go ahead and roll your navigation.
Oh.
Holy shit.
told you.
You said you were more of a...
Oh, I was looking.
Wait,
He
no, he
is
rolled twice.
apparently. He made a
No, he
fucking
rolled
crit.
twice. No, he failed the first one. He rolled
So
twice.
take a check mark in navigation land.
No, he
Oh.
failed. He rolled twice.
Pardon?
Wait, what?
He
How
rolled.
did I roll twice?
I don't know.
Oh, you're right. He did. Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why either. We always count the first one in the event
Alright.
of multiple rolls.
Or I just got rid of my check mark.
You managed to find the train station, give somebody your tickets, get to Bakersfield, get the horses from the nice lady, and ride into a desert to wander around and perhaps eventually die of thirst once the water runs out. Buzzards, sensing incompetence, begin to circle high overhead. Now, you're riding in the desert on horses. Both of you give me ride horse rolls.
Okay. Didn't even make it out of town and we're already dying.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, you made it all the way to Bakersfield before you. So, Vince, it takes the party 6 days to get there due to your incompetence on a horse, and you walked a lot of it. Now, both of you guys give me animal handling horse for taking care of the horses. Both of you guys have noticed that your horses have thrown horseshoes. You wonder if it's important as they're kind of walking kind of irregularly.
They'll be
Now,
fine.
yeah,
We'll take him to the stable when we get there.
yeah. Who would like to be the primary, since you guys are definitely taking your time getting there at desert survival?
Desert.
Going through the desert.
Wait, what am I doing? Hold on. Do I got this? I'm not so. Alright, well, I guess. Okay. Sure. Alright. Yeah, I
Do
guess
you
I'll do it.
want him to roll to support, or are you just going to make weird noises at him?
I'm just gonna make weird noises at him.
Sounds good.
Okay. Come on. Wait, do I have any bonus? No. Upside down. Okay.
So, who's doing the desert survival roll?
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Okay, so do you want his support or no?
No.
I guess
No.
You both are miserable as shit. You hate the outdoors and everything in it. Both of you are -10 for anything that you're rolling until you get to civilization, get a bath, meal, sleep, etc.
Okay.
Vince, give me a luck roll. Lower is better.
Oh wait, how do I add the? Oh wait, I need to redo that. My bad.
Don't worry, you've already
I
failed
just
it.
still failed there.
Oh,
Yeah.
98.
There's some guy on a horse as you guys are crossing the desert who just sits there and watches you guys from a distance on his horse.
And we notice him or not?
Pardon?
Did we notice him?
Yeah, you totally notice him. He's just
Okay.
kind of sitting there on a hill watching you guys.
I wave up at him. Hello, stranger.
You see Vincent is like half on, half off of his horse, and it's doing the circle thing again. He eventually comes over with his face mask pulled up, pulls out a gun, goes, "Give me your money. I'm going to shoot you both out of spite."
What kind of
Seems to be a
quote-unquote animal?
badger-headed guy or something. But
Badger?
yeah.
I check to see if he has anyone with him.
You don't see anyone. You can give me spot hiddens if you like.
Sure.
Plus, he's got his gun out and pointed at you. He figures you guys are wildly incompetent. Vince is having problems with his horse.
Oh, nice.
There's a hidden rifleman about, like, he's hiding behind a cactus, maybe 50 meters away.
I hand him like $90. Yeah.
Much obliged, he says. He takes it and rides away. $90 from this realm, yeah?
Yeah. Well, the one we were given, so yeah.
The sea slap.
He rides off. He's like, woohoo. The other guy sneaks backward and eventually you lose him from sight.
Well, at least you still have yours. All right.
No, that was $100.
Yeah, in total.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, why? Ugh.
Because I need to give him enough to make him go away.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Oh,
sure.
yeah,
how to help him.
he's happy now.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll be
getting
fine. Don't worry.
stick out. Yeah, we'll be fine. Wonder what it's like being a hobo. No.
All right.
Well-
Yeah. Carry on.
You're going to find out soon. Eventually, after getting robbed by a guy and his buddy, you guys arrive in a town called Stillwater. Now we go into picture time.
Yay, pictures.
Oh, yeah. I have several pictures of the same town, so it's not a beautiful place. Here's some. This is what you see from a distance.
Damn.
And yeah, this is not a fucking garden spot town.
Yeah. Use whatever they can find. Well, looks of it.
And here's another picture of the town. And another picture of the town. And a couple more pictures. And here's a map. And I know the map won't completely match up with the pictures, but I'm doing the best I can. There's more picture. So you're hanging out in the Old West. Got robbed after you eventually got here. Oh,
Nice.
here's some of what the area looks like that you've been riding through. It's real pretty countryside, a lot of mountains and desert and shit. There's another picture because there's plenty of Old West pictures and shit.
Okay.
Kazune. So, anyway, are you guys done seeing the pictures, or yeah, you're still
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty good.
okay? It's a little mining town. About a day from here is like a river. It's in the foothills. This is the last stop of one of the side branches and turnings. It took you a while to fucking find this town. You went down some other branches. And Vincent's like sitting backward on his horse going, hey, the view never changes, you know. And as you near Stillwater, you feel the earth begin to move in a deep rumble of stone. It's the sudden tremor is nothing serious, but it's just enough to possibly unnerve the horses and cause them to throw you off and whatnot as a minor earthquake hits. Both of you give me animal handling rolls to keep your horses calm and keep them from freaking the fuck out and maybe throwing you like a piñata. So, both of you guys give me sprint rolls to catch the horses eventually.
All right.
Run. Nice.
Or you can give me a ride roll if you want to try to keep on it, but I figure you guys know your limitations. Freddy can sprint like a motherfucker, you think?
I've
Damn.
had a lot of practice.
Apparently,
For various reasons.
how many things run away from you?
Hmm. A lot.
Usually the other way around.
Hmm. Eventually, you manage to catch your horses, drag their asses to town. The horses don't want to go. It's a quiet town. It looks like they've got a handful of outlying ranches and miners and shit that don't live in town. You guys come walking in saying that you're all fucked up and sunburned and all that shit. It would be an understatement. You guys are just like, you're barely alive. Your horses are all limping and stuff, and they've got like some of the hair and stuff on their backs has come off and shit. You don't know why. The horses have not literally been unsaddled for a week. You just leave them like that because you don't know how to put the saddle on again. If you take it off, then you may not get it on again.
I don't know about you, Vince, but I think we need to go get some rest.
One of the first places you guys get to, there's a picture of it, is the livery. It's the brown picture right underneath the map. It's where they take care of horses and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
They'll know how to kill your horses to punish them.
Okay. All right, let's go see if they know how to fix these things.
You guys take your horses over there. The aardvark-headed people who work there look absolutely horrified at what you've done to your horses.
I'm sorry, I think they're defective.
They mutter darkly and look at you as though you've just walked up and you said, "Do you see the puppy? I kicked the puppy." And then you kick it down the street. Same look.
So,
normally we charge 50 cents a day, but your horses are going to need a couple of days rest at minimum. For the way you're treating them, I think $1 each is fair. We've got to get them back into shape. What have you been feeding them?
I don't know, whatever we
Dead
found.
bushes.
They
Tumbleweeds.
you guys like your monsters.
No, we're not
it's
built
rough
for
out
this,
there.
alright? We're bounty hunters, not animal trainers.
We need $6 total.
You said 2.
$2 a day. 3 days to get your horses maybe rideable again. I'm surprised you didn't cripple them.
Alright, it's $6.
Nice. Went from $100 to $4. Okay.
Yeah, that went away really quick, you're thinking.
Hmm.
You're also thinking most of the money that these guys are charges is the "so you're a dick to animals" charge. They take your horses and gently guide them into the stalls. The horses limp in. No, don't let it lay down out here. No, it's trying to die. Okay, come on, move it in.
Let's once they take the horses away, I'll turn to Vince and say, alright, well, don't exactly have a lot of money to spend on accommodation, so why don't we see if we can maybe persuade the sheriff or whoever's in charge of this
This is already
town
going.
and see if maybe they'll let us stay in exchange for helping them with their handwriting problem.
Alright.
Alright,
Sounds-
we'll go to the what was it called? It was on the map, I've got the name of it.
Wait,
Sheriff's
what?
Department.
Here, I'll
Wasn't
put
the
it back
sheriff and the deputy just murdered, though?
Well, they have new ones by now, surely. Or maybe they're done. The marshal, sorry.
I mean,
down. Each town gets just one. If they get killed, you never get enough.
Yeah, we'll go to the marshal. Okay.
haven't lived anywhere. God.
You guys head over to the sheriff's office.
Well, the
Is that where
marshal.
you're
Yeah.
going?
That's what it says in the map. So yeah,
Marshal.
marshal.
You go over there. There's an old, tired, walrus-headed guy with a pot belly, bushy walrus mustache, shaggy gray hair. And he's sitting on a rocking chair in front of his office. He squints at you through bleary eyes and says, "Nah, help you?"
Evening there, marshal. My name's Freddy. This is Vincent. We've been sent by the crown to help you with a little bounty problem. And I show him the poster.
I'm a little confused, he says. You're either with the crown or you're a bounty hunter.
Well, yes,
The two ain't. You
We
ain't
were
both.
hired by the crown.
Huh. You notice he has like little wind chimes and stuff, along with some small balls and stuff hanging from his thing. They tinkle together. He says, "All right, so you got hired by the crown. Good for you."
Yeah, we were wondering if you could give us some information on Mr. Hank Hanratty. And I show him the poster, the wanted poster. We heard he was in this town.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about it.
I look him up and down like, is he hiding something?
Give me empathy rolls.
I know, I was thinking the exact same thing.
You're still at -10 because fuck the
Oh yeah.
wilderness.
Alright, well I still made it. But not by half.
Hmm.
Oh no, by half, yeah, by half.
Not by half.
No, it's by minus
Oh.
30.
Oh. Yeah. How'd you do on your? Oh, Vince hangs out and looks around. You think that this guy is pretty much used to napping on his porch? This looks like a small, quiet town. Thinking that he probably doesn't know about much.
Alright. Hey, Marshall, what's your name? Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Whitman.
Marshall Clipman, I'm sure that were you to assist us in our investigation, so to speak, the crown would be most pleased and would
He
definitely
shrugs and
reward you.
says, "If they sent you fancy types from somewhere else," he looks you up and down like, "Is this what they've been reduced to?" He says, "I'm sure you got it."
Oh, I'm sure we got it too, but
Good.
for someone, a local hero such as yourself, I'm sure you would love to get in on the action, no?
No.
Hmm.
Anything else I can do for you?
Yeah, do you have any place for us to stay?
Well, I suppose you could go rent a room at the saloon. He points to the big building. I'd offer you my jail, but Blanchard's in there.
Blanchard?
He done lost his wits.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I'd let you sleep in there, but if you approach him or restrain him, he gets violent, so I'm not putting anybody else in there with him.
Mind if we speak to him?
He shrugs. He says, "Well, tell you what, you get bit, it's your own problem. And don't be harming my prisoner either, or I'll have to arrest you. Crown or no crown."
All right. Appreciate it.
You guys go in. You've got like fucking blisters the size of goddamn pancakes, and he's wanting to go in there. to look at the prisoner. You feel like you've been done rode hard and put away wet. You feel like you've been deep fat fried, and he's wanting to go and talk to the prisoner.
Yeah.
He's obviously a sadist of some sort.
You want the events? You want to do this later then?
Oh,
You
yeah.
both feel like this.
Yes. I want to fix myself up.
Alright, let's let the saloon then.
Sure. The marshal goes, yeah. Sits back on the porch and leans back in his chair. Kind of puts his hat down over his eyes.
I'll head over to the saloon.
No problem. For the listening audience out there, the buildings here include the place to put your horses, livery, blacksmith, the Sweetwater Saloon, undertaker, which these guys may need soon, a laundry, general store, marshal's office, doctor's office, schoolhouse, and a cantina, and other buildings that normal people live in that didn't make the map because fuck them, nobody cares. So you guys head over to Sweetwater Saloon. There's deer, cattle, and coyote skulls, and rattlesnake hides and rattles nailed to the walls on the outside, and turns out the inside of the saloon. They've got those wind chime, weird crystal decorations hanging from the rafters of the porch outside. And you guys go in. They've got the big swinging doors like that. And when you go in, all the talking stops and everybody looks at you guys. Everybody in here has got different kind of animal heads, Vince. It's like you're in a goddamn Disney movie. There's no other. You guys are the only humans you see. They're in a goddamn Disney movie. Even the fuckers who robbed you have animal heads.
I mosey on over to the bartender.
You want to do a mosey roll?
A
Or you just
cowboy
wanna-
mosey roll. Sure.
Sure. Yeah, several of the PCs have mosey up at around hobbyist or better.
I don't mosey.
He walks like he has a shit sticking halfway out, Vincent. You've never seen a man walk like that before. It's all, you're not sure if you're trying to keep it in or shake it out.
That's when you know he's a real professional.
Mm-hmm. You limp over to the. Do you want to limp after him?
Yeah, sure.
It feels like if somebody's to strap you down and take a board and hit the bottom of your feet for a few hours, that would be a relief compared to what you've been going through.
My feet.
Oh yeah, because riding the horse, that sucked ass. It was easier just to fucking drag it through the desert. The guy, coyote-headed bartender, looks at you. He's cleaning a mug, spits into it, keeps wiping it with a rag, looks at you and goes, "What do you have?"
Room for the night for the two of us.
We've got enough rooms. We can get you each a room. $1 per night.
No, one room.
Each. What?
All right. Sure, how much?
$1 per night each.
All right. Here's $2 for the night.
He nods and he says, "Drinks?"
Sure.
"Quarter a shot," he says, cleaning out some shot glasses.
Just a glass of water will be fine, thanks.
He pours you some brown liquid that you don't recognize into a glass.
I sniff it.
"Whiskey for you?" It smells weird. "Whiskey for you?" he says to Vince.
I nod.
Pours you a shot of whiskey and passes it over. Yours looks like it's a healthier brown than whatever shit got poured into Freddy's glass that he's looking at. Says, "Is that a fucking, it's not a bullet in the bottom, it's a little shot, like what comes out of a shotgun?" Freddy's looking at like, and now that it's been settling for a while, it's beginning to, some of the sediments beginning to settle in the bottom, but there's still a lot of weird brown shit in it. and nobody looks like this is unusual. Your whiskey tastes fine, tastes like normal whiskey. It really helps get the dirt out. Another 8 or 10 probably go down really well, but you know.
Mind if I take this with me upstairs? I
Yeah.
think about it.
He says,
Yes, you do mind on you. That's fine.
you can take the water with you, but not the glass, he says.
I'll take a sip of the water.
Oh my Christ, is that rancid? It tastes like they got out the horse trough.
Yeah, I knew it.
Actually, the horse trough might be better.
I'm sure.
You're pretty sure that if you drink this whole thing, you may die.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it down for now.
That'd be a fun way to kill your character.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He says, he looks you up and down. He says, I hope you're going to be buying a couple of baths, because if you sleep in the sheets like that, you'll be paying extra.
How much for the baths?
50 cents each.
I hand him. I was lost of $2 remaining. One of $2.
He take it. He says, expect you're going to be wanting food and stuff.
Yeah.
He just smiles.
I hand him the other $1.
He says, after you get cleaned up, come on down. He says,
Appreciate it.
All right.
he just nods. Wow, you went from $100 and plenty of money to
0.
broken.
This is what happens when you don't know how to travel on the wall.
You get
In the middle of
mugged.
the desert. And you get mugged.
You know what? It's better than being filled with bullet holes. So,
True.
or is it? I don't know.
No problem. You guys, it's really awkward because they've got a couple of the local prostitutes. They come up. One's a lemur-headed lady, and the other one's a hippo-headed lady. And they come up, and they get your baths and stuff ready. They offer you extra company if you want it, but you have no money, and so now they think you're prudish. You guys have both got your wooden bathtub in the same room, and you're sitting there looking at each other, and they bring you like carrots and shit so you can eat those while you're sitting there soaking, because it takes a while to get the dirt off of you. After a while, they realize that they are going to have to change the water, or if it dries, they're going to have to chip out all the mud and shit that's in there, because you guys are absolutely filthy because you've been traveling for like a week through the desert and sleeping on the ground because you guys have no desert survival and no clue of how to do any of this shit.
Nope.
So they end up changing the water a couple times. Now they're pissed at you for some reason. And yeah, so you guys are sitting around eating a carrot, waiting to get clean. The soap that they've got is like cut into a thing, and it smells really strong. And you know to keep it away from your eyes so that your eyes literally don't burn out of your head.
Smell is to control the chemicals.
Oh, yeah, the smell is all chemicals. They don't have scents here. It's like, this is chemical scented. Yay. It might get you clean. Yay. It's made from lye. Ooh, dangerous.
I guess once we're cleaned up, we'll get a proper meal and
you know, there's nothing better than when you get all cleaned up, going over and putting on the same dirty ass fucking filth encrusted clothes that you've been wearing for the last week. There's like holes and shit in them from the, you know, hard life in the desert and stuff. And that time you got something snagged on a cactus and all that kind of shit because, you know, you didn't know what it was because you have no desert survival. You guys look just nasty and dirty and foul, and people stare at you and you go back downstairs and the bartender's raising an eyebrow like, I thought I had them get baths. What happened? They got re-notified.
Oh, no, they're gonna be extra mad. No,
He just looks at you like, "Are you on crack?"
Uh, yeah. So food, etc.
You each get a bowl of stew. God knows what's in it, and
I
uh,
eat it.
some sort of beer and 2 shots of whiskey. That's your whole meal. So that's as far as your dollar is stretching there.
I hand Vince my 2 shots. I'll take the beer though.
Nice.
Vince is feeling happy after he gets done eating. I'll tell you what, 4 shots of whiskey makes living in this fucking cowboy hellhole a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
Alright,
The bartender's just looking at you like, wonder what kind of creatures they are that don't bathe. I bet they eat their own young. That kind of look.
what time of day is it, Logan?
It's getting on toward nighttime. It's probably at around 4:30, 5 p.m., somewhere in there. Mountains all around the city and stuff. It's quite obvious. There's other people who are like silver miners and stuff, and they're all kind of scuffy and shit. You guys make them look clean and well dressed and shit.
I'm gonna have to.
Nastiest looking fuckers here.
I'm gonna have to do my skill holding now, I suppose, because I need to make a trump of this place so I can come back.
Where would you like to make the trump specifically?
That's what I'm trying to decide where to put it.
Yeah, there can't possibly be anything wrong with having it in a room that's occupied
No,
by.
it's not gonna be in the room. No. I'm thinking like outside somewhere, like not too far from the town, but like behind a tree or some shit like that.
There aren't a lot of trees here in the desert. By the way, here's what there. In fact, well, you can see by the buildings and shit. Here's what the inside of the saloon looks like. It is pretty fucking basic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, and yeah, you guys like guessing you don't have any extra clothes.
We'll acquire some.
Empathy rolls.
No, are we still at a -10, or are we good?
We're not gonna steal any, don't worry.
And you had a bath, so you're all good now.
Still feel it.
Cool. He narrows his eyes and glares at you for some reason, Freddie. As though you just said, "You need to go out and kick some children after I get done eating."
No, I mean, don't worry. We'll get more funding from the crown and buy some more clothes. Don't worry.
He just looks at you like you're on some sort of crack.
We're bounty hunters.
Sure. Yeah, I can tell. He says, well, be careful if you go out after dark. There's wild elf tribes around. They'd skin you just as soon as look at you. And they take off part of your hair. Pop it right off. And they tie it up to their horses and ride around with it.
Thanks for the tip.
And their leader is called the Curzo. You want to watch out for him. Both of you guys give me Spanish rolls.
Aha.
Ha ha ha. Holy shit, Vince speaks Spanish. In Spanish, that means crossed.
It means frost?
No, crossed. I'll type it.
Oh.
Crossed.
Gotcha. What was his name?
Curzo. Here, I'll find it for you. There it is. Curzado, sorry. And there you go. Curzado.
All right. Yeah, I guess.
Ground rumbles slightly. All the glasses are tinkling, and the guy looks at him and he goes, "Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!" He yells at his glasses.
Question: how long have these small earthquakes been happening?
About I think a week and a half now.
All right.
Yeah. I
Do
don't
they
know.
seem, do they seem
What?
natural to you? Or would you say the elves are up to something?
I would say that the only good elf is a dead elf.
Here, here.
He gives you a free fucking shot of whiskey. Yeah. Cruzado and his tribe of elves have been seen up on Knife Cut Mesa recently. They probably got a hideout of some sort in the deep canyon there, and may the royals help anyone who runs across them bloodthirsty savages with their raping and their pillaging. Folks here around reckon they ran off with Stu Jacobs' little daughter Mandy earlier this spring. They're always taking pot shots at the miners in the northern mountains. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't suppose you have heard of a man by the name of Hank Hanratty?
Say several other people further back. Says some guy. Oh, says another guy. Ah, you missed it, says his buddy. And he says, yeah, sure, I've heard of him, but you don't want to mess with Hanratty. Him and his clan are nothing but trouble.
His clan, eh?
Mm-hmm.
What
Question:
can you tell me? Oh yeah, go ahead.
do you know if Hank's clan and Cruzado have been rivals, or what's the relationship?
He looks at you as though you just spit on his floor. What did you just say to me? No, of course he doesn't like them. Nobody likes the elves. Nobody, you hear me?
Has Hank been causing you any trouble?
He mostly, I've heard that he mostly drinks over at the cantina. Mm-hmm. But if you know what's good for you, you'll steer clear of the cantina. It's a rough place.
Is that where his clan hangs out?
I don't know. I don't go there because it's a rough place. Jackass.
Who runs the place?
Yeah. He says, yeah, it's run by Alejandro Vargas. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend crossing him.
Is he an associate of Mr. Hanratty, or is he just...
I don't know about his business. I keep myself to myself. You know why my throat's not slit?
Because you keep yourself to yourself.
That's right, he says. He pours himself a shot of whiskey and drinks it, relishing his unslit throat.
So Mr. Hanratty's never come to this saloon before?
He just sighs and looks at you. You just don't get it, do you? What's your name?
I'm Freddy.
I thought he was Dusty, says somebody else in the bar. Snicker, snicker. Well, Freddie, if you want to keep going around with your throat not slit, you best not mention that name too many times. In the wrong company, I'll definitely get your throat done slit. If not by him, by one of his clan. Him and his boys. Heard he might be a miner or something. Another guy down the bar goes, oh no, I'm pretty sure he's at least 25. Not a miner, a miner. The guy goes, I don't get it. Yeah, you're cut off, he says.
Mine's free.
Yeah, I appreciate the tip.
I would too, he says.
All right. Well, we're gonna go get some rest if you don't mind. We had a
He
long
says,
run.
He looked at his clothes. Don't make me have to change the sheets. I haven't had to change those sheets since last spring, and if you fuck them up, I'll be pissed.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Make you pay for Chen's laundry service if it does.
I understand.
He crosses his arms and glares at you.
All right. I'm gonna go upstairs and I guess I'm not gonna sleep in my clothes then, so I'll just leave them in the pile somewhere.